What brought me into the foster care system was my dad was in prison for some murders he did, and my mom was out busy partying. And I was found on the streets when I was 2 and just Pampers. So, yeah. And then I was with the same foster parents for 2 years, and then they had adopted me out. But they really didn't even care, really. So I ended up getting into like about 3rd grade is when I had gave up on trying to get their approval, and I just started, getting into a bunch of trouble. Well, in my foster family, I did have 2 sisters and 1 brother, but they already had their own families. And because I wasn't blood related, like I was always the one left out of just about everything. Like I joined the game because they had my back more than my own family at the time. They were there for me when I really needed them rather than my own family. When I needed encouragement, they would actually encourage me. Even though it was a wrong thing, they would still give me some type of encouragement and some type of approval. And that's all I really wanted growing up. So, it forced me, kind of forced me into that type of life. And yeah, I could say it was my own choice, but, I didn't know what love was. That's what love was to me. At 16, I was kicked out of my foster family because I had caught some charges, and I was in jail, and I had been calling them, and they were like, well, we don't want nothing to do with you no more. You're just a lost cause. You ain't gonna be nothing. You're just gonna, rot in prison. Well, when I was 16, I had got out of jail, and I didn't have nowhere to live. And so I was sleeping on the streets. So I would literally at a library sleeping on a bench. And I ran into some friends, and I really needed money, so we got into stealing cars and doing a bunch of crazy stuff that I really do regret doing. And I have been doing from Lockhart all the way back to San Antonio. I started selling drugs. I started hanging around the wrong people. And I was really looking for a father figure in a lot of, older men, because like I didn't have a dad growing up really like that. I just got deeper and deeper into trouble. Man, I was really afraid of coming here and failing, because I have no room for failure. I can't fail. I really need this. I got a lot resting on this. It's a career. It's, something that's gonna help me.
There's a lot of things that I like about Damacio. When I first interviewed him, he looked me in the eye, told me a little bit about himself and the challenges he's had, and most importantly, what his goals are and what he wants out of life. And it just really spoke to me that, hey, this kid's probably got the work ethic. He's going to show up on time. He's going to do what he's instructed to do.
I looked in his eyes, and I realized that this kid really just needed a shot at life. And everybody has issues and problems that they encounter through their lifetime, and I felt like that shouldn't define him as a person. And basically he was ready and willing to put his best foot forward and work hard and make something out of his situation. So if someone's willing to meet me halfway in that sense, I'll take it.
And so when we were thinking about where to place Damacio just to get his foot in the door, George Alva stepped up, volunteered, said, hey boss, we need some help. I'll help him get started.
Damacio is my first impression for him is I see is a good boy, is a good kid, and humble, hard worker, follow my direction, and I like it.
I'm really grateful for Mr. George, because he's one of the best managers I've ever had. He shows me the ropes, shows me what I got to do since my first day here. When I got the job at McHike, I was really excited. So I could start working, provide for me, my daughter, and actually be able to pay my own bills, so I didn't have to go look for a dead-end job, and, I could start my career. And I feel like McHike was a great fit for me because I really like the people that are here. They don't feel like coworkers. If anything, they feel like friends, family. I can lean on them for just about anything.
And so far, I've been very, very proud of him. Going on a month, hasn't called in, hasn't been late, and he's really becoming part of the team, part of the culture.
Like now I'm ASC certified. I'm trying to get my engine repair specialist, transmission specialist, and engine performance specialist. Those are the top 3 I want.
He made a lot of progress. I'm behind him. I give direction, I support, and always, every day, I suggest the best for him, for his life.
As far as Petra Cares, I feel like it's a wonderful organization that gives kids a second shot at life, and you give these kids a skill set and they're able to stand on their own 2 feet and build a career out of that. So it's a really wonderful thing.
You know, I can't imagine not having a place to live, you know, not having anywhere to go just because I turned 18. You know, I've had a lot of opportunity in my life, and I know not everybody's got the same opportunity. So when we have an opportunity to give back and help, you know, be the lifting hand, you know, it's good, and it's good for us and it's good for them. The one wish that I would have for Damacio is that he just keeps the good attitude that he's got, the good work ethic that he's got now. You know, there's always going to be ups and downs. Nobody goes through life unscathed. And, you know, if there's an issue, communicate. You know, you're part of the family, you're part of the team now. And so I would just wish that, you know, he could be another success story like George, you know, being here 20 plus years and being a good leader and a part of the team.
I want to say thank you so much for Mahai, for this program, for help to these boys to recuperate and restoration to the new life, you know. And it's excellent program, and I hope so help a lot of boys.
It helped me establish a future for myself. It helped me find something that I'm really interested in and I can do. It helped me figure out goals for myself in the work field. So, and I found, you know, I was able to reestablish a piece of myself while here too. Because I was lost, man. I didn't know what I was going to do until Petra. Because of Petra Cares, I really thank them for helping me, really rescuing me from the streets. Because that's where I was going back to.